He doesn't shout. He doesn't demand. He doesn't brag. He's quiet, sensitive, always slightly wounded. He's the one who feels more deeply than everyone else, who suffers more, who understands the world with a subtlety that the people around him, unfortunately, fail to appreciate. And if you dare to disagree with him, he won't get angry. He'll just go quiet and look at you in a way that makes you start apologizing. This is not a gentle man with a tender soul. This is a covert narcissist, and this is the most dangerous type. Today we're going to break down who the covert narcissist is, why he's so difficult to recognize, and 7 signs you've almost certainly already seen, but explain to yourself differently. When most people hear the word narcissist, they picture someone loud and self-absorbed. The person who talks over everyone, demands admiration, and makes every room about themselves. That's the overt or grandiose narcissist. Easy to spot. The covert narcissist looks nothing like that on the surface. Quiet, apparently modest, often presenting as a victim of circumstances, of other people, of a world that consistently fails to recognize him. But beneath that surface is the same structure, the same deep conviction of his own exceptionalism, the same inability to genuinely see another person, the same need for constant validation. Just different methods. Harvard clinical psychologist Elsa Roningstam describes covert narcissism as a style where grandiosity is internalized rather than broadcast, a private conviction of specialness paired with public self-effacement. In plain terms, he doesn't say, "I'm the best." He thinks it and waits for you to figure it out and tell him yourself. Sign 1. The eternal victim. The covert narcissist is always suffering, always unfairly wronged, always surrounded by people who don't appreciate him. At work, he gets passed over for promotion, even though he's clearly the most qualified. His family doesn't understand him, even though he feels more deeply than anyone. In relationships, he always gives more and receives less in return. The key difference from someone who is genuinely going through difficulties, for the covert narcissist, suffering is a position, a permanent one, regardless of what's actually happening. And his suffering is always someone else's fault, never his own. Sign 2. Silence as a weapon. The overt narcissist shouts when he's angry. The covert narcissist goes silent. This is passive aggression, and in the hands of a covert narcissist, it's masterful. You say something he doesn't like. He won't tell you what it was. He'll just become slightly colder. One-word answers. Eye contact that lands just past you. A sigh at exactly the right moment. You start trying to figure out what's wrong, working to fix something without knowing what the problem is. That's exactly the point. He controls the emotional temperature of the relationship, not through words, but through their absence. Sign 3. Envy disguised as criticism. The covert narcissist is deeply envious, but he'll never say, "I'm jealous." Instead, quiet poison. I don't understand why everyone thinks so highly of that person. There's nothing special there. She got promoted? Well, we all know how that happened. You got an opportunity? That's good. I hope it's worth it. Every phrase sounds like an observation, or even like he's looking out for you. But beneath it is devaluation of everything that threatens his private sense of exceptionalism. Sign 4. You feel guilty for having good things. This is one of the subtlest and most damaging signs. You achieved something. You're happy. Life is good. And around him, you start to minimize, to not mention it, to apologize for your own success. Because when things are good for you, they're bad for him. And he makes sure you feel that. not through words, through his mood, his distance, that particular look. Research by Dr. Elise Verrett, published in the Journal of Interpersonal Violence in 2026, confirms that chronic exposure to this form of manipulation predicts measurable reductions in self-trust and decision-making capacity. You stop trusting your own happiness because it always seems to become his pain. Sign 5. He's never wrong, but he never defends himself openly either. When you try to raise a problem, he doesn't argue. He suffers. You always do this. I try so hard, and you're still not satisfied. Okay, I guess I'm just not good enough for you. Forget it. I'll handle it myself. This is called projection through victimization. Any attempt to address his behavior becomes an attack on him. You come with a concern and leave comforting him. A conversation about your needs ends with a discussion of his feelings. Every time. Sign 6. Cognitive dissonance. You feel like you're going crazy. This is the most precise marker of covert narcissistic abuse. What he says and what he does don't match. He says, "I love you," but his behavior produces control, depletion, and self-doubt. He says, "You mean everything to me," but in his presence, you feel less than you actually are. Your brain tries to reconcile two contradictory facts, and that effort is exhausting. Gaslighting researcher Elise Verrett put it this way: the disorientation you feel is not a weakness. It is the neurological cost of chronic ambiguity imposed from outside. You feel like you're going crazy because you're trying to reconcile two incompatible truths. You're not losing your mind. That's how the system works. Sign 7. After the relationship, you don't recognize yourself. The overt narcissist leaves obvious wounds. The covert narcissist leaves confusion. You come out of the relationship and you can't explain what happened. He never raised his voice. He was so sensitive. Maybe I was the one doing something wrong? That's exactly the goal of the covert narcissist. Leave no visible evidence. Harvard clinical psychologist Elsa Roningstam describes it this way: after a relationship with a covert narcissist, people often question the validity of their own experience. They're not sure whether the abuse was real because it never looked like abuse. 3 things that will help protect you. First, trust your experience, not his explanations. If you regularly feel bad around him, that is data. Not your oversensitivity, not his difficult past. Data about how this relationship affects you. Second, notice the pattern, not individual moments. The covert narcissist is skilled at explaining away each separate incident, but the pattern can't be explained away. If the silence keeps repeating, if the blame always lands on you, if your successes consistently unsettle him, these are not coincidences. Third, pay attention to how you feel after time with him, not during. During can feel fine, especially after a period of coldness. But after, are you exhausted? Do you doubt yourself? Are you confused about what just happened? Your nervous system knows before your mind has words for it. In the next video, why intelligent, strong, successful women choose exactly these men. Not by accident, not because of childhood trauma alone. There's a specific psychological mechanism, and when you understand it, everything falls into place. Link right here. Leave a comment. Did you recognize someone in your life in this description? Just yes or no. You are not alone.